Hi, Simone. Welcome to the Glow to Grow Teens and Entrepreneurship Virtual Conference. I'm Naila Johnson, the planning intern for this conference, and I'm a junior at Gwendolyn Brooks College Prep. Please introduce yourself and your business.
Hi, thanks for having me. My name is Chef Simone Bridges. I'm the owner of Goddess Food Factory and my nonprofit organization, Simone Bridges Inspires Inc. With Goddess Food Factory, I love to teach all about the importance of STREAM education while infusing culinary concepts. For you all who don't know what STREAM is science, technology, reading, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And with my nonprofit organization, I love to give back to my community and I love to, just continue to do things to uplift my community and bring my community together. And as well as teach about STREAM education and teach the kids how to love themselves and partner whatever they love doing with entrepreneurship so that they can become business people. I have been on the Steve Harvey Show. I have been on Wonderama 2 times, and I even have my very own show out called Operation Awesome, which is on BYU TV Network. And it's BYU TV Network is a free app that you can download. But the show is called Operation Awesome. It's friendly to all ages. It's 100% positive, and it's a nice family show that you can watch with your family members or friends or whoever. And let's see, I love to bake. I love to dance. I'm a motivational speaker. I am an author. So I have 2 books out right now, The Science Behind It and 17 Under 17. And I also love to bake, and I have my #1 selling product right here, my extreme baking boxes, which include stream in them. It's like streaming baking box in one. So it's really cool.
Wow, it sounds like you're doing a lot at such a young age.
Yeah, I
Um,
am. I make sure that I, kind of schedule it all out so it won't be too much for me.
so speaking of a young age, have you ever expected yourself to have such a big impact on people with all that you do at your age?
In the beginning, at first, I never expected my business to grow this big. But, as I started seeing how much recognition my business was getting and just me in general, then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm already knowing that my business is going to, end up getting really big. And a lot of people, I'll have like a lot of viewers and a lot of eyes on me and my business. And so, I could definitely say that now, or like a couple of years later, like after a good year or two of owning my own business, then I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm already seeing myself having lots of eyes on me in my business. So then I definitely expected my business to grow up to this big and even bigger in the future. I already know it's going to get even bigger. It's always going to improve and get better because I know that the work that I'm doing is very, very efficient and very needed. So it's a good cause, and I believe that good things will always be rewarded. And so I feel like if I just continue doing what I'm doing and doing it out of kindness and out of love, then it will continue to get bigger and increase and help a lot more people, which is the main goal. Help people learn about stream and help give back to my community. But yes, I did expect it to get this big because I see lots of now and today, lots of kids who are young are owning their own business and being top tier, top notch. And so it's like, if they can do it, I can do it too. And so that's why I encourage other kids too. If you see me on my own business, being on different shows, having all these products out, you can do the same exact thing. So it's like I definitely expected it to get this big.
You mentioned earlier that you have a nonprofit. Can you go more into detail about what exactly you do with your nonprofit?
So my nonprofit organization is called Simone Bridges Inspires Inc., where and we have 3 different tasks basically. First task is to teach the kid how to love themselves. It's all about self-love and self-empowerment. You have to learn how to love yourself. So we teach them a different types of couple of exercises that I do specifically. I'll go inside the mirror maybe and I'll talk to myself about how I love myself. I'll tell myself what are some of my great talents or traits that I have, character traits that I have, and embrace them and continue to build them and share them with others and show people my wonderful character traits. And then another thing that we teach them is all about STEAM education. So we teach them about science, technology, reading, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And for example, we may have a science station that we set up, and with science, you'll do different science experiments, and you'll mix different things together to see what form it makes, and you'll make different desserts and stuff, and all different types of pastries. That'll all be science. And then I'm just going to do another random subject like art. You may color, you may make something like some physical type of abstract, and you may do a puzzle, like all that deals with art. And then so on and so on with all the other subjects. And then another thing that we do with stream is we educate them on the importance of it, and we talk to them about how we use stream every single day of our lives, and we just let them kind of rotate from those different topics and get a sense of all the different subjects. And then, of course, you have homework. You can do your homework there too. We'll help you on it. It's also like a little tutoring thing, so you're learning at the same time you're doing good, having fun. And then the third thing that we teach is definitely all about entrepreneurship. So we teach them how to find their inner superpower, which is like, or how to embrace their inner superpower, because they already have it in them. We don't teach them what it is, they already have it in them. We teach them how to embrace their inner superpower, which is like their talent, and we teach them how to become entrepreneurs with it. So we guide them towards, you know, partnering it up with entrepreneurship so that they can be their own boss and own their own business, and be a little entrepreneur and end up being a big entrepreneur on your own brand, being a walking billboard for yourself. So that's all what we teach with the nonprofit organization.
That's amazing. Um, so we know that you have the nonprofit in your own business. How are ways that you market those differently, being that they're such different in their own ways?
So with my for-profit business, Goddess Food Factory, I definitely make sure I have my website, which I sell all my products on, and it's like a full-blown website. You can go on there and order any of my products. And I also have a separate social media page called Goddess Food Jacks for that as well, where I re-advertise everything Goddess Food Factory. Now, for Simone Bridges Inspires Inc., you'll know that it's separate because then I have a whole entire page for Simone Bridges Inspires called SB Inspires. And that's a whole entire page for Simone Bridges Inspires. And then I have a whole entire separate website for my nonprofit organization as well. My website is SimoneBridgesInspires.org. And that is my website for my nonprofit. And then we have a little section that says donate. So if you want to donate any amount of money, that would be great. I'm actually doing a stock drive right now where I'm trying to collect trying to collect 1,000 pairs of socks so that we could hand them out to the people experiencing homelessness so that they can have some socks on their feet when it gets cold. And as well, because they don't have access to cleaning their laundry, we want to make sure that they have clean socks so they won't catch any infections or get sick or anything like that. So but anyways, all that is all on my website, Simone Bridges Inspires Inc., letting them know that this is a 501c3 non-profit organization.
Being so young, do you think that people react to your businesses differently that they would react to an adult's business?
In the beginning, they did. In the beginning, they were kind of skeptical about um, my, I guess you could say, my level of seriousness or level of professionalism, because I was so young. I started my business January 28, 2017. So that was when I was 11 years old. Now it's 2021. And now I'm about to turn 16 in October. I'm 15 right now. And so now they take me a lot more seriously, specifically because they see a lot more examples of me baking all different types of treats. They see me doing weddings, birthday parties, baby showers, all different types of graduation parties, things like that. And they see me on this show, that show, and having all these products out. Now they know that I'm the real deal. And it's just because I simply upgraded myself. I simply followed my 5 steps that I recommend to everybody. I did a whole entire YouTube channel on it, on my YouTube channel, Goddess Food Factory. Make sure you go subscribe on that channel. But I definitely made sure sure that I explain the 5 steps and I follow my 5 steps. So the first S is steps. What steps you're going to take to become an entrepreneur? T, take what you learned and apply it. So everything that I learned every single day, I took it and I applied it to myself and my business. And then E, evolved over time. I made sure I grew over time, so I continued to develop with new products, and I continued to develop my brand, make different things. I started off just baking. Next thing you know, I'm an author, I'm a radio show host, I am a speaker, I'm a brand ambassador, I do all these different things. I'm also a TV personality. So it's like a lot of different things that I do now. So I make sure I evolved over time. P, practice promoting positivity. I always make sure I surround myself with positivity. I practice what I do, I practice what I preach, which is basically I'm a baker, so I practice making different recipes, and I practice all different types of skills to make my business better as well and make me better as an entrepreneur, and then and as a business owner as well, because that's very, very important. You want to make sure that you always put your customers first. And then practice promote. Oh, and then I always make sure I promote my business all the time. You want to promote your business. That's the best thing that you can ever do, because nobody promotes your business like you do. So I make sure that I promote my business every single day, all the time. And then the last step is S, success. I make sure that I reach success every single day by continuing to believe in myself and continuing to accomplish something new every single week. I set these goals at the end of the week for myself. Okay, I'm going to accomplish this, that, and the third, and I make sure I accomplish it by the end of the week. So I make sure I reach success all the time. I'm continuing to grow and evolve over time. But I reached that's how people started taking me seriously, because I followed my 5 steps that I recommend to everybody, and that's what allowed people to start taking my business more seriously and my services more seriously. But in the beginning, yes, it was some like debating on whether they should take me serious or not. But after I showed them I'm the real deal, and I showed them that I can, be a business owner, be professional, and 100%, just my best self, then they started taking me more seriously. And it's all about patience. It's all about believing in yourself and not changing for anybody. So, yeah.
That's amazing. So when I was doing research on your business, I noticed that occasionally you practice, I mean, not practice, you do events with your family business. Would you
Yeah.
say that them having a business has inspired you more or influenced you more to start your own?
Yes, definitely. My mother owns her own business called Lavish Moments. Well, it's like a family business, but it's called Lavish Moments, and she definitely inspired me to have my own business. That's the really the main reason why I decided to start my business, Goddess Food Factory. She was the one who sparked that vision of owning your own business, because I saw that how she was taking what she loved, which is decorating all different types of events, no matter what it is. She loves decorating. She loves being an event planner. She took that and she partnered up with entrepreneurship. So boom, she made Lavish Moments, and I saw how she was making her customers smile all the time. They were super happy, they were excited, they were jumping up and down, they were full of joy. They always came back to her, and she expanded over time as well. She continued. Now she does rentals. She's one of the biggest rental companies in Jacksonville, Florida. Everybody rents from my mother. So it's like I figured out how she was making everybody so happy and so just full of joy once they saw the beautiful decorations at the end, at the end of her setting them up and everything, or us setting them up. And I was like, you know what? I want to do that too, but I want to have it with something that I love doing, which is baking. So I decided to partner up entrepreneurship with baking and cooking, and I decided to make Goddess Food Factory. And so she's one of the main people who inspired me. Her and her business, Lavish Movement. They both inspired me to have my own business and start Goddess Food Factory.
So as a celebrity chef, who would you say is the most exciting person you've worked with so far?
The most exciting person I've worked with so far would be the Harvey family. Definitely Steve and Marjorie Harvey. I would never forget that experience. I came back to them 2 different times. On the Steve Harvey show, the first time was when I made the Snicker brownies on his show, Steve. And then I also talked about my subscription boxes, my Extreme Baking subscription boxes, which are these right here. And then the second time I went back to them was when they had their with their nonprofit organization, the Steve and Marjorie Harvey Foundation. I went to their I think it was some type of farm that they were on. It was their farm that they were on, and it was like this camp. And I taught them how to make stuffed apples. And it was like a healthy sweet treat, and so it was like a little culinary class within the whole entire event. But it was really cool. I was really nice. They invited me to stay the whole entire week, but I could only go for one day to teach my class, and then I had to leave because I was doing other things down there. It was like I visited. It was like a trip. I did that place, and then before I did like two other places, and I had to go somewhere else afterwards. And so I remember that they were saying that this year, if they were going to do another one, that I was going to be invited again. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be something else that I do with them. Maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed. Because every single time I go with them, I love it. And I met their granddaughter, I met their daughter. Like, it was really nice. So I would definitely say them.
That sounds nice. If you had a dream person you would work with, who would it be?
My dream person that I would work with, it's out of two main people. I cannot decide from which one, but it would be two main people, either Miss Michelle Obama, because she is just incredible. I love her so much, and she's super inspiring. Or it will be Oprah Winfrey, because I just always been watching her ever since I was a kid, and she's just really inspiring, and she impacts a lot of people like all the time. I watch her show all the time when she brings on different guests, and it's like, man, like, she's making a big difference. Her and Miss Michelle Obama, they're making a big difference inside the world, and they're inspiring lots of little girls that look like us. So I feel like those would be the two main people that I want to collab and do something with, or just even meet them. That would be nice.
I think everyone would agree with you with those two. Those are definitely some inspiring women that have led so many other people to chase their dreams because they've seen successful women in
Right.
those positions. Based on your baking business, how did you decide what you wanted your target audience to be?
I know it wasn't specifically from my Goddess Food Factory that made me want to choose kids as my target audience. It was mainly me knowing what group of people that I would like to, share my excitingness with, because I'm a kid. I Now I see myself as like a teenager, but when I was 11, I could see myself as a kid, like, being very fun, being very bubbly all the time, and I still have that energy. Like, I still have that goofy, bubbly, just up there, energetic type of
Mhm.
energy. And so it's like my main audience would be kids. Like, why not? I love kids. So my main audience I definitely wanted it to be kids, because it's like, man, kids listen to kids. And so I feel like if I go in there trying to teach some adults how to cook and stuff, they may try to tell me that I'm doing something wrong. They may try to, I don't know, maybe like, this little girl telling me that I should do this and that, and I know how to do this. It's like, I don't know. So I feel like kids are a lot easier. Plus,
Mhm.
they're goofy just like me. We connect easier. I don't know. I just felt like kids were just a lot better. And plus, I love kids. Like, it's just something that I like to do. When I go to the family events, I'm always around the little kids. When I go to schools, I'm always around the little kids. And I was at my elementary school. I was in middle school, but I used to go and visit my elementary school. I always will go to the kids. I always would go to team up so I can be with the other kids. It's like, I feel like because I'm a kid, I want to be around other kids. And so that's one of the main reasons why I decided to do this for kids. Plus, that's our younger generation, and we need to start them off learning important things and important life skills when they're young. And I feel like I would be the best person to kind of teach them those things, because kids listen to kids, and because I'm energetic and I'm the way that I am, I'm loving it. I'm always trying to teach them something new.
Do you think that your target audience would change as you grow with your business, or do you think you want to keep catering to kids as you grow up?
I definitely would say kids would still be my target audience. I would definitely try to expand to make something for adults as well, or just all ages as well. I know because when I get older, the stuff that I'm like I said, I'm a walking billboard for my own brand, so I'm going to want to wear my own stuff that I would, sell. And so I definitely want to come out with something that's universal, meaning coming out with a line for something I can't really say because it's going to be a new product. So if I say it now, it's going to be like a teaser. But we're not going to do that now. The teaser that you get is something new is coming out for older people, or for just like all ages, period. And so that's going to be exciting. But my target audience will always be kids, because momentum is very important. You don't want to change too much. You want to remember what is your main focus, what is your main goal, and stick with that. Because if you start changing up, then your audience will change up. You start catering towards adults only, then your audience will be adults only. And if it's like me, regularly, I love kids, I want my audience to be mainly kids, because that's what I love. That's what I love. I love kids.
So, as you say, you started off when you were 11 and you're 15 now. Have you felt any struggle being older or when you were younger?
More struggle definitely now that I'm older, because more of my business is being handed to me. A lot when I was younger, a lot of the stuff my mom did, as far as like, managing the money, managing all of the social media, managing the emails and messages, all that stuff. She was doing a lot of that. But when I turned, I think 13, when I turned 13, I started managing a lot of it on my own. And now I manage a lot more on my own, you know, with as far as making everything, like a lot of that, I do a lot of things on my own now. The towards the most what my mother does is she still involves the money. Mostly, money, contracts, deals. That's the stuff that she handles mostly. But I handle basically everything else. And so it's like a lot more is handed to me, but I expect that because around this age, I don't know about in other places, but around this age in Jacksonville, Florida, this is the age where you would start working. So around 15, going on 16, you would start working at this age. And so I definitely expected it to be like this. And plus, I like being my own boss. It's fun. So yeah, definitely expected it to be more right now. But it's not too much because I make sure I have my calendar to schedule everything out. So I still have my time where I decide to, be a kid still, or I decide, or a teenager still, and a time where I still decide to be like that adult, like owning your own business brand type of entrepreneur type of mindset. Not really adult, but entrepreneur mindset.
So, when you were introducing yourself and your business, you mentioned that you had two books. Would you say that the writing process was different for these books?
The writing process, maybe definitely as far as it goes, what it's about, it's it is really different, but it still has some of the same concepts. So with this book, the science behind it, it's me and 26 other young moguls from all across the world, different states, different, races, nationalities. But we talk about, the importance of reaching success basically at any age, letting you know that you can reach success at any age. So no matter how old or how young you are, you can still be successful. And we also tell you the stories of how we reach success. So we give you, like, they may ask us different questions, and it's our responses to those questions. So they may ask, how did you overcome such and such a or whatever obstacle that you may face, and we answer that question, like whatever. We give you an example of the obstacle that we faced, and we tell you how we overcame it. Or they may ask us, oh, how did we start our business, and we answer that question, how we started our business. But it's not just my point of view, it's 26 other young moguls point of view as well. And so it's like, it's really empowering book, because it's lots of our stories inside of one book. But my story starts on page 85, I believe. 85. Yes, it starts on page 85. And then this other book right here called 17 Under 17 by True Playmakers. 17 Under 17 is 17 kids under the age of 17 who are doing amazing things. So right down here it says Black, Bold, Brilliant, and Built for Success. It's 17 Black kids under the age of 17 who are doing great and amazing things in this world and who are reaching success. And so once again, it's not just me, it's 16 other young kids. And so it's like I was saying, it's the same concept, but it's two different stories, two different books. So they're not the same, but they have the same concept, but not at the same time. In this book, we tell you how we reach success. We tell you how to become an entrepreneur. We tell you what we do. We say why we do what we do. And we just, go all deep in depth about what our business is like. And our story, we tell a story about something that we faced, and we tell you how we got over it. We do all of that. So this is a really great book, and this is a really great book. So whichever one you decide, they're really great. Whichever one you decide to get.
Seeing that both of those books have been partnered with other young influencers, do you think have you considered writing a book of your own? And if so, what would you include in it that you didn't include in those other books?
Yes, definitely. I plan on writing two other books of my own. The first one that I've been telling you all about, that I plan to have out this year. I plan to have out this year, I promise. It's my very first cookbook, which is going to have lots of different recipes. Some of the recipes are going to be a little bit more complex, but most of the recipes are going to be very easy because like I said, my audience, my main audience, or my target audience are kids. So we want to make sure we include recipes that are quick and easy for kids to make at home, so they won't have to go bother their parents about having their parents make them something to eat. Because I know when I was a kid, my parents were not always there to make me something to eat. I had to, go inside the kitchen and make it myself sometimes because they were very, very busy, or I would get my sister to make it for me. But I made sure I included some recipes that were very easy and simple and quick for the kids to make. And I included some recipes that you have to get your parents to sit there and help you make them as well. So we have a little bit of a variety. And then the second book that I want to talk about is a little bit of just about my story, but that book isn't coming out this year, probably won't come out next year, probably will come out the year after next year, because it's like I'm going in depth about my story, about me, talking about me, my story, what I've been through the whole years, just my life, period. And that's a book that I want to come out. It's probably going to be like all about me, Simone Bridges, like something like that, just about my life story, because it's a lot of things that people go through that nobody knows. But I don't like to talk about that side, because when I do, get all emotional. I don't like being emotional. I don't like being emotional. So yeah.
Um, what inspired you to come up with your baking kits?
With my baking kits, I decided to make these baking kits because I really wanted something that kids can make, or kids could use at home, that was easy and simple, and of course included all the ingredients, so they wouldn't have to go to the store and get a lot of things. And I wanted something that had education infused with it, or something centered around education as well. And first, I knew when I tried to, like I said, because my target audience are kids, I try to put myself in the kids' point of view. And so when I was a kid, I know I always wanted some type of baking kit, some type of thing that I could use to make my treats. And so I used to always have an easy bake oven, and I see how they had everything basically already measured out. Yeah, mostly. They had everything already measured out. You just mixed everything together. You made your little treat. You was at home. I always liked that. I always liked that. So I was like, you know what? I want to do the same exact thing, except I want to include education with it as well. And that's what made me come up with these extreme baking boxes. I wanted to make a baking kit, but I wanted to include science, technology, reading, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So I decided to come up with extreme baking boxes, and it was really great. It was amazing. I had a fun time, and these really impacted a lot of people's lives. I have a lot of returning customers. We get 3-month subscription boxes because a lot of the people really like the baking boxes.
They seem fun. What made you decide with going with a subscription box rather than a box people can just decide to buy individually?
Mainly, it was me just, using my recipes that I thought were simple and easy, not too hard, but not too easy. Because if it was easy, I mean, they could, most of the, if it was an easy recipe, they could just make it at home. But I want something that they could, use, and something new that a lot of people don't really know about, like new recipes that are out there that a lot of people don't really know about that I know about. I wanted to include those inside the baking boxes because I want to, expand people's palates, because everybody's so used to, just the same thing: cupcakes, brownies, cakes. Like, I do a
Mhm.
lot of different recipes. We still have a month where we may do a cupcake or some different cupcakes, but I have a lot of different recipes with my extreme baking boxes that are not cupcakes. We do lots of old school, we do a couple of old school desserts, and we do a couple of new desserts that a lot of people may like, and that I like specifically. And so I make sure that I do a little variety of different desserts with my extreme baking boxes. But I keep on looking over here because my extreme baking box is right here. I'm just gonna bring it over here. So with my extreme baking boxes, and I make sure that they're easy, but not too easy. Like I said, really hands on, and just try to put myself in that point of view of, if I was a kid and I was making a subscription box, what would I want to have in it? What would I want to see in it? And then that's what made me put everything that I have inside this box inside the box, because I try to think, okay, we definitely have to make sure that we have all the ingredients in there. We have to make sure that we have something that's going to be interactive. So that's where all the, education comes in, as far as, you going online to look up a little bit more about what you're baking. For reading, you make sure that you read the article and then answer the reading comprehension questions. For engineering, you get a tool inside of each box. For arts, you have different types of decorative stuff, and you also get a Goddess Food Factory custom item. You get some prizes in here. You get some different items in here. So it's all like, it's a little bit of fun as well, well, a lot of fun as well. And I know that I like prizes. Who doesn't like prizes? So we make sure we add a lot of different prizes in here. And then mathematics, there are mathematic questions that goes along with the reading story. And so, just everything that's educational, hands-on, fun, and then you get the baking, then you get to eat it at the end. So all of it was just, I just tried to think about different things, a little bit of everything that I could just put inside of the box, and I put it in there.
That's good. Hearing you talk about your business, I could just tell how passionate you are about starting your own business and teaching other kids how to start their own business and connect it to everyday things that they're learning in school. So, for our last question, I just want to ask you, for the person out there that's trying to start a business but may not have as much success stories that they have seen, what would you encourage them to do?
For a person who wants to start their own business, I would definitely say make sure that well, first, I would, you know what? I would just say follow the 5 steps, because that's the main thing. It's 5 steps, and it's easy to say, but it's a lot of different components that makes the big thing, that makes the big, wrap up of what I'm trying. Everything, every tip that I could possibly give you is all in the 5 steps. First you have to figure out, well, first is steps, which is basically figure out the difference between what you love and what you like. That's what I had to do first. I have all these different talents. I could sing, I could dance, I could do art, I was very athletic, do cheer, track, basketball. I could do all these different things, but I had to figure out which ones I loved and which ones I liked. I like doing all those other things, but I love baking. I love dancing too, but I love baking a little bit more. And so I definitely said, okay, I want to bake. After I figured that out, what am I going to do next? So that's the next thing in steps. That's like literally steps. Figure out what you love, what you like. To figure out what you want to do next, meaning like what step are you going to take next? Are you going to just bake or whatever your talent is? Are you going to just do that, or are you going to guide it towards being an entrepreneur? Are you going to guide it towards doing a little bit of other things, but focus on whatever your talent is? Like, what are you going to do next? And the third step is to get a calendar and make sure you jot every single thing down that you're going to do that week or that moment or that day, and just add everything to a calendar. And so after you follow those steps, then T is the next thing. Take what you learned and apply it. Take whatever you learned that day and use it within you and your business. You have to incorporate it into your everyday life, and then evolve over time. Make sure that you're growing and you're continuing to increase your followers and continuing to increase your sales, increase your viewers, increase yourself as far as satisfaction with whatever you're doing with your business, with your talent. Make sure you continue to evolve that as well, and grow that. And then P, practice promoting positivity. You want to promote your business all the time, as it may be as simple as wearing your shirt that says your brand name on it, or simply going out and just having a day where you just promote your business, passing out cards and flyers to other people, asking people, random people, to follow you on all social medias at whatever your social media page is. That's promoting. Like, it's a lot of things that you can do to promote your business. You want to practice whatever you do. So if you're a dancer, practice different dances. Practice stretching all the time. If you're an artist, practice different drawings. Practice learning different techniques of arts. If you want to be a football player or some type of athlete, whatever sport that is that you're doing, practice it day in and day out, and so far so on. And then positivity, you want to make sure that you are positive all the time, because whatever emotion that you have, you can rub that off on other people around you. So you want to make sure that you always are positive, and then you always have positivity surrounding you as well. Sometimes it may not be you, sometimes it may be people around you, but if their energy is rubbing off onto you, their energy is kind of negative, you have to stay away from that, because it's like, you're not going to bring your negativity by me. I like positivity. So you want to make sure that you stay positive and you have positivity surrounding you all the time. And then success, after, which is the last S for steps, success, after you finish following all those other steps, STEMP, before the last F, the last S, after you finish following all those steps, you'll definitely reach success, because that's the last step. After you finish doing all that, you'll reach success every single day. You set a goal for yourself. You say, I'm going to do this, that, and the third. I'm going to learn this, that, and the third. You reach that goal at the end, then you have reached success. It's basically, just setting goals for yourself and figuring out what steps you're going to take to reach those goals and actually accomplishing them.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an honor interviewing you and hearing your stories of your success and just inspiration for other young girls.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a wonderful time. I made sure I dropped a couple of gems for you all. You can follow me on all social medias at GoddessFoodJax, at GoddessFoodJax. If you want to purchase any of my products, my website is www.goddessfoodfactory.com. If you want to help and donate to my nonprofit organization, or just look and see what my nonprofit organization is mainly about, or look and see a little bit more about my nonprofit, the website is www.simonebridgesinspires.org, and my social media page for my nonprofit organization is SB Inspires. So that's SBINSPIRES. And if you want to ask me anything, you can email me. My email is info@goddessfoodfactory@gmail.com, or you can just DM me on my social media, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I have lots of recipes on there of different things that I baked. I also have different story times. So if you want your kid to listen to me just reading stories, you can go to my YouTube channel. I also have different, videos of just me doing just things, or different interviews maybe on there. Uh, lots of motivational like conversations are on there as well. So things to get you started in the morning thing, or videos to help you. Oh, the videos about my 5 steps, or how to find those 5 steps. I go more in depth about each of those 5 steps on my YouTube channel, Goddess Food Factory. So make sure you subscribe to that and watch those videos. But yeah, my YouTube channel is Goddess Food Factory, and that's about it.
Thank you again.